So hey, just decided to do a video on my rig. Just recently finished it. I decided to do it in the Thermal Core V51 chassis. Pretty solid case, can't complain. I mean, it's decent. Good cable management. There's a lot of space in it. Ultimately, if I could go back and probably switch, the only thing I'd probably switch out is the fact that it's not a tempered glass side panel. The panel that it does come with, which I can show, I mean, it's a solid side panel. It's just this, I mean, acrylic it scratches so easy. So even just putting my finger across it, yeah, that can be kind of annoying. So I try to be pretty gentle with it. If I can get this back on the floor. But yeah, solid case, can't complain. Airflow is great. There's filters on the bottom, the top, and the front. So dust is, I've had this case for a couple months now. Dust has never been an issue. I do go in it and clean it from time to time just because I'm making alterations in the hardware. So there is dust when like the side panels aren't on, but it's very minuscule. It's a great case. I encourage anyone that's looking for you know, a mid-size chassis to a bigger one, like full size. I do encourage you all to get that. But as far as like some of the hardware that's in my build, I do have an Intel Core i5 6600K at 4.6. That's overclocked, obviously, on air. I don't know if you can tell, but that is the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Ultimately, I wanted to overclock. I knew I was getting the 6600K. So I do plan on water cooling. I do want to get the EK water block kit, the 360 kit, the performance one. So at some point I'll probably get that and do another video. Stupid TV. Sorry about that. But other than that, solid cooler. GPU is great. I feel like I got a good overclock with the air cooler, so I'm pretty happy with that. The motherboard, excuse me, I got the Asus Maximus 8 Hero Alpha. I was originally going to get the formula, but when I went to Micro Center, this was right in my face and I was ready to build my system. I'm actually happy with it. The added features on the formula I actually didn't need. It was more like a, you know, want. It'd be cool to have, but even without those added features, you know, I'm completely content with what I have. The board works great. I did paint the shroud a little bit just so it would be a little more UV reactive. The only thing I did not like about the board is that they went with the black and red color scheme, which I did not want to go with, so that's why I decided to paint it.
And actually you can see that like up here, I decided to paint it
because I did not want to go with the black and red. I don't know why so many systems they try to force the black and red on you, but nonetheless I was able to get rid of that and make it more of a black and green themed build. As far as the fans, they're all Corsair fans. I do have two stock fans that are on the top. They're just as exhausts. So I have two 120 static pressures, and as you can tell, I painted the rings so they're UV reactive. So two 120 static pressures. I have a 140 airflow exhaust, and I have two 140 static pressures in the front, which I'll show you in a minute. But as far as the rest of my hardware, before I show you the fans in the front, I did get the EVGA super clocked 16 gigabyte. It's a 2 8 gig kit. Solid RAM, no complaints there. I also got the Samsung 850 EVO M.2 drive as my boot drive. Starting up my computer is amazing. I came from you know, having hard disk drive. So this boot up is beautiful. It never takes, you know, more than 15 seconds. It's probably way faster than that. But it's a great drive. I only use it for, obviously, my boot drive. I only have a couple extra things on it, but that's just so it's like fast response. But all my real storage is going on my Western Digital 1 terabyte hard drive. That's why I have this tray here. This particular case does come with you know, the ability to actually mount your hard drives on the other side in the back of the panel. But I mean, I have so much extra space. I want to fill it with something. That's also why I want to do water cooling, because when I do decide to do that, my reservoir is probably going to fit right in this area just to fill up this gap, and then that'll be really nice. And then I'm going to do UV fluid, obviously, because it's a black and green UV themed build. As far as my GPU, I have the Asus 1070 Strix Overclock Edition. It was great out of the box. The factory overclock's beautiful. I do plan on overclocking in the future. I've only touched it a little bit. I pushed the core maybe 100 and I pushed the memory 200. It's very minimal overclock. I haven't had to touch voltage. But as of right now, I'm not playing. I don't have enough games that are really pushing my GPU to the max just yet, but I do plan on doing that in the future. So far, the GPU has been great. No issues. Temperatures are extremely low from what I've read in different reviews in comparison to other cards. I seriously encourage you, even if you're getting the 1080, it's a solid card. Cooling is really good. The added features with the LEDs, if you're into the LED thing, I definitely encourage it, because the back plate also has a feature. So the LEDs are coming out instead of it just being for people that have setups like this, and you know, you can never see the front of your car. Like their LEDs are down here, but it's like you can never see them. So I do appreciate them having the Republic of Gamers emblem on the back plate so the LEDs can shine through it. It's a good look. Other than that, as far as my power supply, I have the EVGA 750 watt G2 80 plus gold power supply. It's fully modular. Great power supply. It comes with all the cords you're going to possibly need. I do plan on either getting custom cables or extensions. I haven't decided on which one yet. It depends how much I really spend on, how much I want to spend on these cables. I'm not really sure yet. But as far as cable management, case is really good on that. There's a lot of space in the back. Even if you have cables everywhere, the back panel has a little gap in it, so you can add extra cables and not have an issue trying to put the panel back on. So it's a really solid case. Also, if that wasn't clear, it is very good for water cooling. If you go to the Thermaltake website, it'll tell you all the things that are able to fit between the radiators and the fans and etc. It's got mounting points for reservoirs and so on. It's really solid. My biggest thing is just like, I wish it had a tempered glass panel. That is really about it. Other than that, I appreciate the case in every way. I do have some UV LED strips. I have one on the top and then one on the bottom. They are the Cable Mod Wide Beam Magnetic 60 centimeter UV LED strips. Solid lights, you know, there's really no complaints there. I did have RGB lighting because this board does have RGB headers. The software for it is pretty good. I mean, there is some, so when you try to sync up the LEDs with the board LED, there are some color variations that don't match up well. I think that's a software issue. It's not the LEDs themselves. So I feel like that needs to be patched. They need to have an update or something for that, but I haven't seen anything or heard anything about that yet. But other than that, I mean, the header works fine. It's great if you're using RGB headers. It comes with an extension so you can, you know, route it wherever you like in the case, whatever case you have. But since I'm using UV, I'm not using the RGB headers right now. You pretty much just connect those to your power supply through one of the SATA cables. But other than that, it's pretty solid. You know, I'm happy with my case so far. Oh, I forgot one thing. I did also put an Asus optical drive because I'm real classic. I like, you know, you never know when you're gonna need a CD, just in case. So I threw that in there. And if there ever comes a point where I really don't need it, because they're so inexpensive, I can just pop it out, no problem, and then move my trays around. There's no issues at all. But it's a pretty solid build. I'm really happy with it. I hope everyone else enjoys it. I do plan on updating it quite a bit, especially with the water cooling. And I've also heard some things about kinetic air coolers, which I'm actually kind of interested in. I'm curious if those kinetic coolers are going to be as good as water cooling. If that's the case, I might pop one of those in there because they look pretty cool in my opinion, and they're low profile. So if they can perform as well as water cooling, I might consider that, even though I am interested in water cooling. We'll just see how that comes out.
Okay, I just wanted to show off the front like I said I would. I have the two 140 static pressure fans in the front. This is the panel that I actually took off, which is typically on the front. I can actually put that back on now. Literally just pops right on, pops right off. Real simple, real easy. Cool. That's on there, and that's how it looks when it's finished. And then the side panel, I did do some painting work. Is this on all the way? Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. There you go. Now it's on. This does pop out a little bit for the cable management, so that's actually, I use that to my advantage. But yeah, I think it's a solid build. Hope you all enjoy it. See you next time.